Ready to Love Season 6, Episode 5. Zoe, the abuser, was beaten up, fighting, almost hit Sharice with the pole stick. Is that what it's called? The bowling pool stick. And let me tell you, nephew Tommy, I don't told y'all, nephew Tommy is a dusty. Okay, you know why nephew Tommy's a dusty? I am so sick and tired of Tommy saving the dusties. Tommy, let the dusties go. Let the dusties go. Why did you save Samson? Not Samson, the Dusty. Justice. Talking about, we are going to get one more chance. No, he left your party. He should have been sent home. He was already home. He already left nephew Tommy. You should have sent him home. You were going to save him. And this is why I know nephew Tommy is a duster, because you remember 2 seasons ago, he brought back Krusty Chris. Okay? Krusty Chris the duster. I just, nephew Tommy, I love me some nephew Tommy. But ever so often, nephew Tommy allowed his dusty claws to show, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. First of all, I was already upset about Wendy Williams with the people dragging my girl Wendy. Okay, and I had to do a Wendy rant last night. And then I got to the show, and nephew Tommy is going to save the Dusty. And I was like, well, what in the world? Why is nephew Tommy saving the Dusty? I just don't understand. He left the party. He's not interested in the woman, nephew Tommy. Justice should have been sent home. I just don't understand why you feel the need to save him. But I understand. Let me show you. I posted a picture in my community tab last night. This was my face watching. This was my face. I was like, what in the world? What the fire is wrong with nephew Tommy? Saving justice. I know I was not the only one that was upset about that. So I'm going to need you to tell me in the comments, were you upset and shocked that Tommy saved justice? I just could not believe. I was like, what in the world? And this is why I had to stay up late, walking the floors. And this is why my face is looking like this. I've been sitting right here from about 6 o'clock, wanting to do this review, but my face is still sleeping. You see my face is still sleeping? You know how you're up, but your face is still sleeping? My face is still sleeping. Because nephew Tommy saved the dust. But anyways, y'all, happy Saturday morning. I got rushed this morning because my husband has 9:30 prayer call with his frat brothers, and it's 9:10. But this last episode wasn't that long. Not much. Well, we know the big to-do that happened. But thank you for your love and support. Be sure to subscribe. Watch my Wendy video I did last night. I'm going to change it to Wendy Williams rant because people's dragging my girl. And, I'm going to, I just don't think that it's appropriate. Okay, be sure to subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you for your love and your support. This is August 27. So if you have not shown me love in my Patreon by joining my Patreon or picking up my books on Amazon, please be or showing me or leaving a glowing review. There are different ways to show love. You show love by giving an offering. You show love by picking up a book. You show love by leaving a review, okay, on Amazon. And so if you haven't had a chance to do any of those things, please be sure to do so. And I appreciate the love. I appreciate the cash out. Someone sent me cash out to get my coffee. I appreciate that, okay? So last night, girl, the big to-do. Oh, I meant to go take a picture of Zoe almost hitting Sharice with a pool stick. The big to-do was nephew Tommy saving the Dusty. And I'm like, what in the world? I just could not believe he gonna talk about, oh, y'all have one more chance to show the woman. No, justice should have been cut. Okay? Justice should have been cut. And then Zoe and LJ could have continued on. I don't have a picture up here of LJ. But what did nephew Tommy do? Save the Dusty. Okay? I'm like, mm-hmm. The Dusty should have been cut. He should have been sent home. Oh, but give him a chance to dig deeper. Justice ain't trying to dig deeper in no woman. Okay. Justice needs to go ahead and be on over there at Bad Boys of Villa. Because he act just like a woman. He not trying to put in no work. He ain't trying to call nobody. Thank you. Who said that in my comment last night? He's not calling nobody. He don't want to take you out. He don't want to spend no money. This is terrible. Okay. So, it started out with nephew Tommy, the Dusty, alleged, saving the Dusty Justice. Okay. And I was yelling and screaming at the TV like, what in the whole world? Why did he save King Dusty? And he hasn't asked any woman's phone number. Did y'all hear that? Or was I hearing wrong? Did nephew Tommy say he didn't ask for nobody's phone number? Because the women share about what they talk about. So he's like, I ain't trying to call nobody's phone number because they talk about what we talk about. And I'm like, everybody's date. So then they have the go-kart, and Zoe's very competitive, and he hit Trinika's car, and Trinika says, we gonna barbecue him. I thought Zoe was being extremely competitive with the woman. Like, I'm all for being competitive, but I think as men, you need to know when to be really competitive when you're with your boys, and then when you're semi-competitive, when you're with the ladies. And you know, Trinika already has the thing on her hands. So that's another thing. Trinika, my thing is, if you already have the thing on your hand because your wrist is broken or whatever, you shouldn't be driving no go-kart where you could get hit. Hey, Lexa, where you could get hit. And see, me, I wouldn't do that. I would have said, make sure you don't hit me because of my arm and stuff like that. And sure enough, she said her arm was hurting after 3 minutes. And so Sharice was saying, we gonna barbecue him. So Zoe overheard her saying, we gonna barbecue him. And so that, I guess that got him upset. So then Tawanda asked Justice to a private room, and then she brought Trinika with her. And Tawanda go on to say, I called you, you didn't call me back. And remember last week when Justice was saying, don't call me or text me at 1 o'clock in the morning because you're poking the bear. Well, Tawanda's I think it's Tawanda, let us know. She texts him at 12 something a.m. Why are you texting some man at 12 something a.m., Tawanda? What did I think that's her name. What did your mama say? Huh? You should have been sleeping. Why are you texting that man at that time in the morning? And I feel like she really like him. And he's obviously not interested because he said, well, I called you back. And then she said, well, I called you back. And she was messaging him on social media and stuff. And Justice is just not interested, okay? Sharice and Zoe went to talk. And she asked about his plan to step up and ask him, where do they stand in the process? Because she thought he was going to reach out. And ladies, get this. My father told me, if a man wants you, he will come see about you. So if you went out on a date, he didn't call, he didn't text, he didn't DMV you, he not trying to see you, read that. Translate it as he's not interested. Because when a man is interested in you, he will do the work. So Sharice, you went out with Zoe. didn't reach out, Sharice. Translated, baby. He ain't interested. And so she talking to him about why you not calling me? You don't interested. I thought you was gonna call, and they're going at it. So then we go back over to Justice and whatever her name is, and she say, you're being difficult. And I'm like, girl, he's not interested in you. And she said he's gonna be difficult, like he's a toddler. That's a grown behind, almost 50-year-old man, ma'am. If Justice is not putting in the work, he's not interested. I don't understand why grown, almost 50-year-old women don't understand that if a man is not interested, if he's not putting in the work, he is not interested. This is why y'all need to be reading these books and listening to my content, because I am teaching you things your father should have taught you. If he's not putting in the work, he don't want you. He don't want you. He's not interested. Okay? He's not interested. So, child, Sharice is asking about the connection. Sharice, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. He didn't reach out. He didn't call after the date. So there is no connection. And so Zoe said, well, I'm trying to really wonder, is there really a connection? There is no connection because he didn't call her. If there was a connection, he would have called her. So then they're going at it, and Zoe called Sharice fake, and he was like, "You're fake, you're fake, you're fake," and he almost hit her with the pool stick because he overheard them when they were at the go-kart thingy that she is saying we're gonna barbecue him. Now I would feel the same way that Zoe feel, that you're fake. You're asking me, Sharice, about a connection, but you're trying to barbecue me. I did not appreciate how Zoe went at her. He came off extremely aggressive and abusive. And for me, my thinking was like, I'm not about to argue with no man when he has a pool stick in his hand. You hear me? Even with me and Mike have anything bad. Yeah, we not going to be in the kitchen. I don't say nothing to him. I'm just not going to be arguing with you when you have a weapon in your hand, as in a pool stick. And I was like, Sharice, please get away from that angry, abusive, aggressive man who could possibly hit you with the pool stick, because the producers would not be able to get between you and him at the same time. So I don't like Sharice going at Zoe, talking about the interest and the connection, and him calling her fake and him going off at her. Okay, I don't like that. See, that's telling me aggressive and abusive vibes, because I don't think as a man you should be talking to a woman and calling her out like that. So LJ come over, and everybody's hearing shouting. Sharice walked out. Sharice and Zoe was in the pool room. LJ came over, console Sharice, and then Zoe, he left because he acted like a trigger. Okay. And she said she didn't want to be around him and she didn't feel safe. I would not feel safe either. Some women, they be dropping those words, but I'm on Sharice's side in that I would not feel safe a man coming at me with a pool stick, calling me fake and yelling and screaming. So I'm glad that LJ was there to console her. Okay. So then we see Sharika going over talking to nephew Tommy, and I'm sick and tired of her. I'm sick and tired of her crying about her trauma. Please get off the show. You are not ready to love. Go on over there and call Dr. Zoo or Dr. Phil or Dr. somebody, because I'm sick and tired with the fake tears, and I'm sick and tired of the fake rose too. At first, I was about 2 episodes behind, and I was like, why everybody keep talking about her rose? I thought the rose was cute. But now I'm starting to agree with y'all, because girl, every episode you have a rose in your hair. Take it out, mix it up. And she telling nephew Tommy that she what's her name told my thing to a man and blah 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 with the fake tears. And I'm screaming, nephew Tommy, don't you hug her. Do not hug her. Do not touch her. Do not console her. Let her sit on the couch and cry. Because you know, I'm just saying, man, you just got to be careful these days. That's all I'm going to say, read between the lines. Y'all got to be careful with these women these days, okay? So he said he gonna give her the night off. Then we see Struggle Samson planning a picnic with Mike, Luna, and Brandy. And Mike and Brandy's over there feeding each other pineapples, and I thought it was cute. I really like Mike and Brandy. And so Luna and Samson, they went up and they was playing ball. And I'm like, does Luna have a fake behind? Is it me? Tell me the truth. When she has that black dress on, my thing is, you're going to a picnic. Why you got a dress on? You know they're going to be playing football and stuff. But she stood up. I was like, is that behind fake? And so this is why she playing ball at the park in a dress. Okay? Like, woman, hello. So Brandy and Mike is over there, and Mike is dipping, stuff in the wine and feeding it to Brandy, and Brandy's over there sucking on Mike's balls. I mean grapes, sucking on the grapes that he dipped in the wine, and he fed her, and he was like, "You got a 9 out of a 10." So I'm trying to figure out, is he trying to gather data? Okay, so then we're back over Samson and Luna, and he said he swims. He looks good swimming a couple times a week. And Luna talking about, well, I ain't gonna swim because they're here. And he's like, well, you could swim from the neck down. And I'm like, but you got braids. That's why you get braids, so you could go swimming. So Mike brought up that issue that Brandy is long distance. She's like, no, I'm not long distance. I'm a flight attendant, so I can plan my schedule. See, I don't mind a day or two away. I don't mind. My husband traveled. A week is a bit much for me since he's been home for 2 weeks. Like, he just went to Tennessee for a week and came back, and I was starting to feel it. But usually I can deal with a week. Okay, a couple of days is like, okay. But a week, I'm starting to feel like a week, girl, especially when I got to take the garbage out. Okay. So she was like, no, I can plan my schedule. I'm not long distance. I live right here, so on and so forth. So then we see LJ date with Trinika, and she's really pretty, but she really likes him. And does he, and I'm like, is that a suede shirt? Is it you, or did you see LJ in a suede shirt? Was that a suede shirt, y'all? Tell me, was that a suede shirt? Okay. And so she was talks about going deep, and she said, well, how deep can you go? And I was like, oh, this sexual cliches, okay. And she asked about his daughter, and that was nice. And she said she's a product of a blended family, and she commends a man that can take on a child. Okay. And so then it was time to meet in the lounge, and nephew Tommy talk about keeping the business in-house. And he was raised with what happens at home stays at home. And I was in my head, and I'm like, that's the reason why there's a whole lot of sexual abuse and incest that happen in that generation, because whatever stays at home says at home, done at home. And brought up that she gave what's her name the night off, and people's talking about what happened with the crybaby girl. Okay, that don't need to be there. Okay. And then they talk about Kayla's date with Randall, and nephew Tommy asked, was there a kiss? And he was like, was a kiss. And Miss Forgettable, I can't remember her name, her eyes popped out, and she jumped in and said she had a date at a white party, and it was good, and they had great connection. And here comes my husband. Babe, I need 5 minutes. Okay. He's supposed to be at 9:30. And so LJ talk about date. Trinika says she thinks LJ is afraid of her. And I'm like, maybe he just don't like you. Or maybe you're just super aggressive. She is aggressive. Okay. And so the lady are saying that LJ is stepping up. I did see him. I don't have a picture of LJ in here, but I can honestly say I saw LJ stepping it up more than this Dusty. Okay. LJ really came out the park on this episode. Forgettable, that's her name because I can't remember her name. She says she cannot get through to Justice. And I'm just yelling and screaming because he ain't interested. And Kayla says she just cannot deal with Justice. I like Kayla. Okay. She's my girl. So then Sharice is talking about Zoe and that he have to go for attacking Sharice. And Trinika say you as a woman. See, this is what I don't like about her. Okay. She likes Justice. She likes Zoe too. But she was saying, as a woman, you was saying you was going to barbecue him. And she says, well, I'm a survivor. See, I don't like that. I'm a survivor stuff, okay? So Nephew Tommy says, well, I'm the only one that's doing the barbecuing here. And I didn't like that. What's her name? Trinika brought that up. I didn't like it, okay? So then at the bottom was Zoe. And Sandy meets with Zoe. But guess what? Trinika meets with Justice, and when he saw her, he said, oh, this is going to be a good one. But you, Mr. Dusty, did not make the effort to call and take her out or none of that. So I don't know what you're talking about. This is going to be a good one, okay? So then she says the women feel Justice is all about him, and they are turned off when they speak on the phone, and then they feel repulsed. I feel repulsed and I'm just watching him through the TV, okay? She says, next step, this is Justice the Dust again. So then she says, but we're going to give you another chance to grow and go deeper. And she says the next date is going to be on him. And guess what he said? Well, shoot, I know it's going to be free because it's going to be in my spot. A Dusty. You're going to take her to your spot so you don't have to pay no money. Well, honey, Zoe, the abuser, did not show up. He didn't show up. And to me, that's being a chicken. You should face Brandy, and you should even apologize for how you came as Sharice. So I'm hoping that he's going to show up at the reunion because Nephew Tommy needs to put his foot up in his you-know-what. Because as a black man, you should not be going at a woman like that. Probably didn't have no father to teach him, but I'm just saying, at this age, you can't make the mistake. You ain't got no daddy. Now in your 20s, I will overlook young man's unmanliness because you didn't have a father. But don't tell me you're almost 50 and you still didn't get around some men to be teach. You need to get around some brothers and get taught and learn how to be a man and how to act like a man. That's why brotherhood is so important. Okay, my husband's about to get on prayer call with his frat brothers. They get on a prayer call every Saturday morning. They chit chat and they pray with each other. Brotherhood is good, and you can. The Bible talks about iron sharpening iron. Okay, I have to go. I absolutely love you and adore. Let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, share this out. I might be taking tomorrow off because I'm tired. I've made up for my Married at First, my Ready to Love reviews. So I might just take tomorrow off. I absolutely love you, but be sure to check Allegedly Janice. I'm going to try to be over on Allegedly Janice maybe tomorrow or later today. I absolutely love you. Adore you. Talk to you later. Bye. Mike. Honey.